So, secured credit cards, in my opinion, still the best way to build credit as a young adult, middle-aged, older, or rebuild your credit. Whatever the credit situation is, this is the best way to get back into shape and really restart or start your financial journey. When I was 19, was when I was, starting to make a little bit of money. And wanted to get cell phones in my name, couldn't do it. Credit cards wouldn't happen, and I was so confused. I'm like, I have a okay job, I don't have any debt. My car that I bought for myself, my first little used car, was paid cash, and I didn't really understand why I wasn't getting approved. So let's get right into this video about secured credit cards and what I think is still the best credit card for the year 2021, and probably for the next couple years. All right, so a secured credit card. A secured credit card is very simple. I'll put it and break it down in the simplest terms possible, easiest terms, all right? So first and foremost, secured credit card. It is secured. Now, we have two different types of credit cards. We have a secured, we have unsecured. The ones that you see typically, the American Express Platinum card, the Chase Freedom card, those credit cards are typically unsecured credit cards. What is an unsecured credit card? An unsecured credit card is a credit card that the banks do not require collateral. Collateral in our terms right now is money. It's all about the money when it comes to secure credit cards. They don't want a cell phone. They don't want the keys to your house. They don't want a collateral on your car. Nothing like that. The only collateral they want is the money. Why do they have some customers who have unsecured and some who have secured? Well, here are the more common reasons. The first reason, you may be fresh, and fresh means you may have no credit, zero credit, or what they call, you may have heard of this before, ghost credit. Zero credit, ghost credit, no credit history, lack of credit history, all comes down to pretty much probably like a zero credit. So yeah, there are some people out there who have zero credit scores. I was one of them. Like I said, I couldn't get a phone. I couldn't get I definitely couldn't get a car on my name unless I paid cash. Couldn't get any credit cards. I applied for every credit card company that you can think of, and nobody would give me a credit card. Until one day I went to Wells Fargo, and I was telling them about my issues, and the personal banker inside of the office suggested that I get a secure credit card. And at first I didn't like it. I had to give them $300, and at 19 I didn't have that much to give. But it was an investment on myself. I knew at the end of the day I needed it. And the earlier I started, the quicker I'd be able to make more money and all that good stuff. So I saved up for about a month or two, which is not long, and gave them my $300, and they gave me a credit card. So what they do is they will give you pretty much one for one typically. So most banks will say, okay, if you give me $300, banks will have a minimum amount of money. So you can't give them $5 if all you had is $5. Most banks have a minimum. Sometimes it's $200, sometimes it's $300, sometimes it's $500. Wells Fargo at that time, it could still be the same. Wells Fargo wanted $300 for their secured credit card. I give them $300, they take that $300, they put it in the savings account that I cannot touch unless I close out the account, and then they give me a credit line for $300. And every month, keep in mind, I don't have access to that $300, so now I'm using it like a regular credit card. I'm swiping the card, and I still have to pay additionally for whatever I've swiped. So if I go to the local food store and I spend $15, at the end of the month, I owe $15. If I go get gas, I have to, spend money. And I'm getting in the habit of paying just like a normal credit card user would. So forget that security deposit. You don't have access to it. You are still paying additional every month. The best way to do this is to really, guys, if you have the closer to zero utilization, the better, to really build the credit, rebuild the credit. That's the best way to do it. So if you got a $300 limit, I would say go no more than maybe $40 to $30 a month. Why? You want to get into the practice. I know, guys, there are some that are going to say, well, if you're paying it off in full every month, you can max it out. You are correct. But right now, we are not worrying about that. We are on a whole different level right now. The level we are on is the basics. We want to stick to the basics. We want to get into the habit of doing it this way. So when you have all this credit at your disposal, you are still in this right mindset. Yes, there will be certain times where you do max your card out and you pay it off at the end of the month, so it doesn't matter. But let's stick to the basics right now. Let's keep it simple, right? 20%, 10%, the closer to zero utilization. So if you got $300 credit limit, do 300 times 0.10, and that will be your monthly limit that you can spend on that card. And you should pay it in full. You pay it in full, you don't give any interest to this bank. This is what we're not here for. We're here to build credit, not to spend more money. So that's the best way to do it. So that's a secure credit card. So like I said, a lot of banks have different guidelines. There are some banks out here that will give you more money if you just give them a certain deposit. But Wells Fargo, they only gave me $300 for $300. After that, I would say 2 years later, I would say, or a year and a half, what they call graduation. I graduated from a secure credit card. They told me, hey, we will give you this credit card now for $300, and we will give you your money back, your $300 back. So they gave it to me in the form of a check, and I still kept the credit card, and I still have it till this day because you want to keep this credit card open, especially if this is your first credit card. You want all of that history. You want it all. So keep this credit card open. I don't care if this credit card gives you no points, that has no benefits. If you feel like the benefits it's giving you kind of don't meet your expectations anymore, still keep this card open. Still try to use it every month. Keep it open by maybe putting a small recurring purchase on it every month, like Netflix or your gym membership, or something like that. Whatever you want to do. Just keep it open and keep it active once a month, pay it in full, keep that history. Okay? Now, that's what I did for about a year and a half. After that year and a half was done, I went to another bank and I applied for my first credit card, and my limit was $10,000. I wasn't making any more than maybe 20 grand a year, but because I had no debt, I had a great score. I think my score was in the low sevens. I got $10,000 on my first unsecured credit card application. And I still have that card, obviously, too. The limit is still the same. I don't use it as much. I still use it here and there, but I still have it. And it's important to really try to keep those cards in the beginning that you're building history with. So that was my journey. That's how you do it, regardless if you are building credit or reestablishing your credit from mistakes that you've made. It's okay to start over. It's okay to make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. It happens to all of us. We all make small or minor mistakes and we learn from them. So that's the best way to do it. Now, I'm going to talk to you now about the best secured credit card in my opinion. The best secured credit card in 2021, in my opinion, is, I'm going to put it on the screen for you guys so you can check it out with me. It's the Discover It Secured Credit Card. Hands down, in my opinion, the best secured credit card. Here is why. One, it's a real credit card. So Discover has unsecured credit cards and they have secured ones. The Discover It Secured and the Discover It Unsecured credit card look exactly the same. So it's not going to make any difference. It's refundable. It's a refundable deposit. Some banks, I believe Capital One may be one, I could be wrong, but they stopped refunding you your secured deposit. All right, so that's, I need my money back, right? Come on, guys, I need my money back. The only way you can get it back is if you close the card out, which is counterproductive most of the time. So you want to typically stick with banks that are giving you your money back, a refundable deposit. They give you a refundable deposit up to the line that you were approved. So if you give them $300, they're going to give you that back after they feel like you have graduated. You earn 2% cash back at gas stations and restaurants on up to 1,000 in purchases each quarter. Plus, you earn unlimited 1% cash back on all other purchases automatically. Most secured credit cards will take advantage of you in this way. One, they will not give you cash back and points. There are some that do give that out there. Okay, so there are some credit cards that do give you points and cash back, but then it always comes down to two, and that two is they're hitting you with an annual fee. But then that unsecured version of that card has no annual fee. So this is the perfect card. It gives you cash back and charges no annual fee. And it gives you your FICO credit score for free each month. And it does the basics for you. It gets down to the basics. So let's see how it works. How much do we have to put down? Let's see what we're putting down. I'm gonna go on the website right now for you guys and check this out. I'm gonna scroll through. So this card is for people new to credit as well as people looking to rebuild. Those are the two things I just talked about. So we know that Discover is trying to help you build or rebuild credit. You are going to still get your credit right and all that stuff. They still want you to obviously have a job so you can apply. You need to at least be 18 and have a social security number, and we're talking about the United States, and also a U.S. address, a U.S. bank account, etc. And yes, you can get your secure deposit back in 2 ways. If you pay your balance in full and close your account, they will refund you your security deposit, or they automatically review your account starting at 8 months to see if we can return your security deposit while you continue to enjoy your card benefits. So they're really looking out for you, okay? Now this is how much they want. So they want a deposit of at least $200. That means $200 for, okay, let me check. So if approved, secure a line with an equal security deposit. So that means $200 for a $200 credit line, $500 for a $500 credit line. I would not go more than that. You don't have to, just keep it simple. You don't gotta have $1,000. If they only want $200, just go ahead. I gave the minimum and I'm doing just fine with Wells Fargo. And it builds credit responsibility. It gets you into the habit of paying your bill on time. It gets you into the habit of all that good stuff. And it also puts you on Discover's radar for other credit cards in the future. It puts you on other banks' radar for having great credit and rebuilding your credit, all that good stuff. So let's go over the other ones that they talk about. So here's Discover, just to kind of compare. A refundable security deposit, so they do, some of them do. Capital One, Bank of America, Citi Secured. But supposedly, according to Discover, they don't automatically start reviewing your account after 8 months. They all report to 3 major credit bureaus every month if you're paying your bill on time or not, so make sure you are. No late fee on your first payment, so Discover will do that for you. Guys, keep in mind, we don't want to be making late payments at all. So I love it. There's a lot more other benefits and stuff, but that's really the basics of this card. I'm not sponsored by them. I have no affiliate links with them. I just think that they do a really good job, and I definitely want to give you guys the best card in 2021. Like I said, for building your credit at 18 or for rebuilding your credit at 36. It does not matter. There's one more thing we'll talk about. I won't go too much deep into it, but if you're somebody who's under the age of 18 and you still want to build credit, there's a way. I did it for my brother, and I did a video on it, and I'll put it right here for you guys. You can check this out. If you're under 18, for my younger subscribers, I appreciate all of you, so thank you for watching this long for this little quick gem. But if you have someone like an older brother or your mother or your father, and they have great credit, specifically on that one credit card, if they add you as an authorized user, by the time you're 18, you will have credit history. No, you do not have access to the credit card. They'll probably chop it up or put it in a drawer somewhere, so you don't want access to it. You don't want to spend it. But as long as they have you on as an authorized user and their credit history is great on that card, do not get added on a credit card that has been to collections 1,000 times, that is always late. You do not want any business with that, because all of that history gets reported to you. Only the cream of the crop for this. It's okay to be picky. It's okay to turn it down if it's not good enough for you. This is for you. So if you're under 18, most banks start at, I believe, like 14, 15. I know American Express started, I think it's 13 or 14. I put my brother on around 14 or 15. Right now he's sitting at like a 760 credit score. All from him just being an authorized user on my credit card and me being the responsible adult that I am and making my payments. And it helped him out. So now when he wants to go out here and get his first car, he wants to go out here and get a home, after he's done his own credit building, he's a step ahead of the game. And if he wants to get another credit card on his own, he should be okay. So that's a way to do it under 18. This video was for my 18 and older, but that's a way for the 18 and younger. Well, sorry, 17 and younger, typically age 14 to 17. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, you need to share this video to your friends, family, like this video, subscribe to this channel if you want more content like this. This is the stuff that we need to learn in school. This is the stuff. I was on the mythology in school, not this stuff. Why the heck am I learning about mythology in school and I'm not learning about stuff that we actually need to talk about on a daily basis? It's a reason. We're not gonna get into all that. It's a reason they want to teach us things that aren't necessary versus the things that are. But I'm here to teach you the things that are necessary. So I hope you guys like this video. I will talk to you soon. Be safe, be well, and get that credit journey started, rebuild it, whatever it is, it's not too late. Talk to you soon.